are very fortunate to have villages upon villages of Baha'i believers, especially in the Aborigine areas. We call it the Asli areas. And they have been Baha'is for tens of years. And they remain firm and fast in their faith up to today.
Saya memang dilahirkan dalam keluarga Baha'i.
I am the third generation Baha'i, and we are from a semi group from the Aborigines of Peninsular Malaysia. The Orang Asli people live in a community, with close community.
Aktiviti trust yang berlaku di.
The 4 core activities which has been called by the Universal House of Justice for today, and all the 4 core activities we are having. One is the devotional meeting, community devotional meeting, children classes, junior youths, and also study circles.
Saya
Being a librarian, main concern is that she wanted her community, the Asli community, to be a learned community, based on the books they have, and then in the near future they'll become one of the known in the world.
ilmu untuk berbekal ilmu lah.
I came to KL in about 1980, and I was investigating various religions and cultures. And in 1982, I stumbled upon the Baha'i Faith. I investigated for about 2 years before I became a Baha'i. Up till today, there are a few principles of the Baha'i Faith that really enchants me, and one of it is really Oneness of Humanity. What I particularly like about Oneness of Humanity is the fact that it is one God, one human race, and that all the various religions are just various stages of God's revelation. To me, that makes so much sense, and so that fascinates me a lot. The other is the sense that we are all created noble. This is such a wonderful starting point of a soul, that we are created noble, and so these were the 2 points that really attracted me to the faith in 1983-84. One particular unique feature of the Baha'i faith is this unique system of governance. We have Baha'is annually electing local representatives to their local councils. We call them local spiritual assemblies. And the local assemblies in turn elect national spiritual assemblies.
The National Spiritual Assembly once in 5 years elects another higher institution known as the Universal House of Justice. Now we know in the Lord's Prayer it is stated, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." These national spiritual assemblies throughout the world elect a body which is indeed the future governing body of the world. And in that sense, the Universal House of Justice is there to build the kingdom of God on earth.
Anybody who is over 21 years old, resident in a locality, is eligible to vote as well as to be elected, irrespective of race or color or education.
There is no electioneering, there's no campaigning, there's no nominations, which really allows everyone to have the free choice of making his views heard, at the same time protecting the community greater good. Because of this system, we do have what we call now councils, and we don't have any clergymen, because a clergyman, I believe, appointed, but in this case, they are all elected onto the councils.
It started in 1979. At that time, I was still in college, and I had a roommate of mine who actually was investigating about the Baha'i Faith, and he shared me about the Baha'i Faith. We started actually first with arguing, because I come from a very strong Catholic background. Some of the books that he brought to me were subjects relating to the second coming of Jesus Christ, which impressed me, because I am a firm believer of the return of Christ. And this friend of mine, he had a book called Thief in the Night. This is written by also someone who comes from a Catholic background, Mr. William Sears. And the book actually probed me to investigate more about the Baha'i Faith. And I think about 6 months later, I accepted Baha'u'llah as the prophet of this, the promised one of this age.
In 1957, the first Baha'i of Malaysia also went into the Orang Asli villages and started teaching the faith. And we had some of the first implications of mass teaching, mass enrollment, when a large group of these Orang Aslis came into the faith.
I am Nuklis, so my family became a Baha'i. I was a third generation. My grandfather was the first Baha'i in this village. So right now we have junior classes, study circle, junior group, and devotional meeting. So these activities are actually not only in this village, but actually it's happened all around the world. It's happened in America, it's happened in Asia, in Africa, it's happened everywhere.
Today, if I want to say which is the most dynamic community, we have a large Asli community of native Aboriginal believers who have taken ownership, and they are now spreading the faith in the vast jungles of Malaysia.
My parents are from the Hindu faith, and the Hindu faith has got many aspects to God. They have goddesses and gods. I was filled with curiosity. Why is there so many gods in the Hindu faith? And I always used to question it. And my brother used to attend a Christian school, and he used to come back with books which are related to the Old Testament. And without him knowing, I used to read all these books, and I used to come to know that there is only one God. I remember a friend of mine who was not even a Baha'i. He came and gave me a leaflet, and he said, "Hey Sina, I found something about a faith called Baha'i, and maybe you might be interested in this." And I was only 18 years old. So I read it and I thought, there's something different in it. When I was going to school, a teacher walked into the class, and he was different. He had a difference in the way he talked to all of us and the way he behaved. About 11 months later, I came to know that he was the Baha'i, and he was the first Baha'i that I really met.
This is a Center of Learning for Advancement of Civilization in Jenjarom. My name is Andrew. I'm 34 years old. I was born in a small village in Malaysia. It's called Jenjarom. So today we have 11 children classes with a total about 150 children. And we have 3 junior youth gathering with about 40 junior youth. So we have 2 sessions of children class today. So the first session just finished, and then we are going to have the second session. So you can see just now all the parents are coming to the center and picking up their child and back. So you can also see that the children are sending their children to the other sessions. So in the normal days, we will have devotional meetings and some of the activity like youth activity in this area.
My family is a family of interracial marriage. My husband is from Punjabi background, and I was from Chinese Taoist background, which see deities as God. When I was 13 years old, one of my classmates was a Baha'i. In one of our classroom debates, we talked about the question of, is there a God? And I was very much impressed by the way she described God as an unknowable essence. As I knew more and more about the principles of the Baha'i Faith, I knew it was the religion that is the best for me. So around when I was 18 years old, just before I sat for the high school exam, I decided that I cannot forsake God anymore and deny Baha'u'llah, and I have to accept him as the manifestation for today, and that he has brought the teachings that is suitable for today.
This is my sister.
This is my sister.
This is my brother.
And this is my real sister.
And we are all flowers of one garden. Junior Youth Spiritual Empowerment Program is actually a universal program. It's catered for all junior youth around the world. Okay, and it is not only exclusively for the Baha'is. Everyone are welcome to join in anytime they want.
Juniors are the people between the age of 11 to 15, where they need special attention. They will transform physically and also mentally. When we put this junior in a group, they will have so many things to discuss among them. The more they discuss among themselves, they will have the unity among their thoughts. And when they work together, we can see good results from the work that they're doing actually.
There's a very wide range of activities that they can do. Besides studying the sequence of syllabus of books, they actually do activities like sing songs, they play games, play sports, and the most important part is our service project. For example, they'll clean the neighborhood or they will clean the drainage system. So we actually guide them, but we do not give them the activities. They actually choose their own activities to do. So when we do this, the community actually observes us, and as they observe, they will feel curious and they'll start asking us, what are we doing? So we have the opportunity to share to them, and we will make this a community building process.